Coach Rob Lanier, speaking to him today in shoot-around, he was very excited about that. Now, they haven't had a whole lot of practice time together, but nonetheless, he's still excited to have all of them on the court. He's able to stand up and look down at his bench and see options for guys to put in. You know, it's just a completely different animal when you've got two guys sitting on the end of the bench you have a chance to put in. You just can't create chemistry and a bunch of other things. So Rob Lanier very excited to have this team at full strength tonight, and we'll get a chance to see why they were picked preseason favorites here in the Sun Belt.
Georgia State 6-6 on the year, 0-1 in Sun Belt play. They're 1-5 away from home so far. They're off to the good start tonight after Manning's free throws, a 5-point lead. Here's Corey Allen, a long three, and hits.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. That was about 6 or 7 feet behind that college line, but Georgia State just on an absolute roll here on both ends of the court in the first 5+ minutes of this game. And you see the talent that Rob Lanier was talking about. He's happy to have it all out on the court at the same time.
Corey Allen, over 1,750 career points in his career. He's top 30 among active NCAA players. Transferred into this program from Detroit Mercy, has had one heck of a college career. Spin move by Chandler, got his defender to fall, missed the shot. And now Georgia State back the other way. Nelson Phillips has just checked into this game. Jaheim Hudson, who's had some good opportunity for the Panthers to start, with Soseme out of the lineup. And now Allen, a step back three, that won't fall. And it comes out to Manning. Racing down the lane, and he's fouled from behind.
Yeah, and that's when Charles Manning Jr. is certainly at his best, going downhill, full head of steam. Not a great shooter from the outside, certainly capable, but at his best by far when he's able to get into the lane and finish around the rim. He's got great size at 6'4", long arms, big wingspan, just does a great job of being in attack mode at all times.
Charles Manning Jr. at the free throw line as you see these two coaches trying to get to the big number 100 with a victory tonight. Neither one of these coaches has been a head coach for that long, but they've both been around the block. Rob Lanier and Richie Riley with several stops. And Rob in his 3rd year now with this Georgia State program. Was also a head coach at Siena long ago, but worked under some great coaches in his career, as is Richie Riley. So nice round number to get to.
So it's not the NFL. We won't have a tie at the end of the night.
Yeah, that we won't have. I'm pretty confident in that. 6-point lead, and now Hudson underneath that won't go. Chandler another spin.
Georgia State just does such a great job on the defensive end of making everything very difficult. Their hands are always active. They're always helping. They make you earn every basket right there. Charles Manning Jr. having to work hard on that baseline. Tough little 10-foot pull-up jump shot, but South Alabama starting to get a little bit of rhythm here these last couple minutes.
Needed a bucket, their first field goal in about 3 minutes. Get it back within 4. And now a turnover to South Alabama.
And Charles Manning Jr., like we said, a capable shooter from the outside, but not what he prefers to do. Instead, uses his quickness, gets to his spot, a tough little 10-12-foot baseline jump shot. But that's where, at 6'4", has the ability to rise up and shoot over the smaller defenders.
Offensive foul on Evan Johnson, his first. Here goes Manning down the lane. Kick to the corner. 3 try is good. That's Lance Thomas.
And we talked a lot about the depth struggles with Georgia State at times this season, but South Alabama is certainly no stranger to that as well. We'll touch on that more as the game goes along, but for both of these coaches, just very happy to have their full rosters on the court tonight in this Sun Belt game.
Turnover by Georgia State, and now South Alabama can add to its 7-0 run. Chandler into the post for Franklin. Muscling it down low, and a foul is called as Anderson tried to get around 2 defenders. And a foul on Soseme.
South Alabama, a team that doesn't rely a whole lot on the three-point line, but one of the best times to shoot a three is off dribble penetration. Manning getting in the lane, drawing a lot of attention from the defense, hits a wide-open Lance Thomas in the corner, and that's what Lance Thomas does. Former Louisville and Memphis transfer, has found a pretty good home here in South Alabama, but at 6'8", 6'9", has a great touch on that perimeter jump shot.
Yeah, you got to coach Lance Thomas.
I sure did. His freshman year at Louisville, the year I was the interim head coach, just a great kid. Not a kid anymore. He was 18 when I had a chance to coach him. He's, in his early 20s now, but has really worked hard, kind of been around a little bit, but he certainly seems to have found a really good home here playing for Richie Riley.
Alex Anderson, the freshman from Memphis, who's been real good of late for South Alabama. Double-figure scorer in 6 of the last 7 games. Hits the free throw to tie things up at 14. An 8-0 run for the Jaguars.
And I think it was classic conference basketball. First 5 minutes a little chaotic. The adrenaline's running really high. Everybody's a little over-emotional. South Alabama finally calming down a little bit and starting to pay off now in a tie game.
9 seconds to shoot for Georgia State. Roberts along the baseline. Now they go down low. End of the shot clock. Do they know it? It's a violation. Kane Williams had to fire that at the rim, but had no chance to score. And it brings us to a timeout on the floor. Rob Lanier's team has seen South Alabama go on an 8-0 run. Richie Riley's boys have tied it up. The last year, 7 of the top 8 scorers on this club are newcomers. Only 28% of the minutes have returned, and that's because Richie Riley's team has really been a team of transfers. He says that's kind of the brand that we have in South Alabama. And Charles Manning picking up the foul there, but he transferred in from LSU. J.J. Chandler in from Texas A&M. You look at Javon Franklin, their senior at forward position. He's a transfer from Auburn. Up and down this lineup, bunch of transfers.
Yeah, as we see Charles Manning Jr. there just extending that arm just enough to get the foul call. And that's his second foul. Certainly something to keep an eye on. But in this day and age in college basketball, you almost have to have a roster somewhat full of transfers. Might have got away with a little bit of a foul there on that jump shot, but because of the transfer portal and the loosening of the transfer rules these last couple years, teams are basically just rebuilding part of, if not their entire roster on an annual basis, and it makes it hard for coaches. But Richie Riley has really embraced it, and it's paying off for him so far here this season.
Yeah, so far they're 10-5 with a team full of new guys. You see it, 28.6% of the minutes were on this team, or have returned to this team. The newcomers, 87.4% of the scoring, and you got 10 new players, 5 Power 5 transfers. But it's been working so far. South Alabama off to a good start this season. Near turnover, Manning's got it with 5 to shoot. Loose on the floor, out of bounds, and instead of a shot clock violation, 1 second, it turns back over to the Panthers.
And Georgia State, again, just being so active with their hands on defense. Every drive, every pass, every closeout, every shot around the rim, there's at least one hand in there contesting it, trying to get a deflection. And it just makes it extremely hard to try to get any type of easy baskets. And I think the referees are, anytime there's facial contact, going to take a look and see if there's anything flagrant there. I think that was all pretty inadvertent and accidental, but we'll have to take a look.
Chuck Jones and Steve Anderson, 2 of our officials, are right now at the scorers table trying to figure that out. Georgia State scoreless since the 14:45 mark, so about 4 minutes since they've been able to score after getting off to that great start to the game. Let's take a look back at the play that they're reviewing.
Yeah, it looked to be pretty inadvertent there as far as I can tell. Javon Franklin just going up for the rebound, arm came down. Kane Williams just at the wrong place at the wrong time. But hey, that's basketball, especially in a physical conference game like this. Both these teams are very physical, very aggressive. You know, no harm, no foul, I guess, right?
You take a look at Georgia State. This has been a team that has not had its full complement of players on the floor all year, and that's the big reason, I think, why they're 6-6. The only guy to start them all is the man you see on the screen in Kane Williams. And Williams and Evan Johnson are the only 2 players on this whole roster that have played in every game.
Yeah, and neither coach is going to use that as an excuse by any stretch. That's just the reality of college basketball, and it has been for the last 2 seasons, unfortunately, as the pandemic is still lingering, obviously. But, it's next man up mentality.
Manning misses a 3. It's run down by Chandler. Chandler almost lost the handle, but keeps it. Now into the paint and scores.
Yeah, J.J. Chandler did a really smart thing there. The first couple possessions of the game, Charles Manning Jr. picked up an offensive foul by going in, not being under control. J.J. Chandler did a great job that got to a spot in the lane but stopped. It was under control on a jump stop. Nelson Phillips, I think, got away with a couple travels there. But
thought he was going to shoot the 3, then takes the 2 and doesn't get it.
A little unsure, but J.J. Chandler just really under control in that last possession. And South Alabama seems to have all the momentum going right now.
It's turned right back over to Georgia State.
And as soon as I say that, they turn the ball over. But J.J. Chandler coming down the lane, knows they're going to collapse on defense, did a great job, stopped, under control. So many players this day and age, especially at the younger level, they go in just with reckless abandon around the rim. You got to be under control, come to a jump stop, avoid the offensive foul. And right there, J.J. Chandler just executed it to a T. Great job.
Yeah, now a foul on the screen there, as Corey Allen was trying to come around. So whistle against South Alabama. That'll go on Alex Anderson, first on the freshman from Memphis. Georgia State trying to get something going. 8 straight possessions, they've come up empty. And now Corey Allen will go to work. Allen the kick. Roberts in the corner for 3 and sinks it.
Yeah, Justin, a great pass, but Justin Roberts getting to his spot in the corner in the baseline drive, shooting 42% from behind the arc so far this season. Certainly one of the better shooters. Georgia State switching it up a little bit here, going a little 2-3 zone. Try to get South Alabama out of that rhythm a little bit offensively, but number 4 in white, that's the one guy you cannot lose if you're Georgia State.
Kyle Gonsalves is a 3-point machine. They go underneath this time, and a 2-hand flush from Javon Franklin.
You know, there's a couple things you got to do against any zone defense. You got to have great ball movement, player movement, obviously, that goes without saying, but dribble penetration is a very underrated, not too often talked about aspect of zone offense. Get the ball in the lane, the weak spot of the zone. Great job that time. Javon Franklin, right spot underneath the rim, able to go up and finish strong. Good execution there for South Alabama offensively.
Colin Moore into the game for Georgia State. Finding Thomas, can't get that one to fall. Thomas trying to back down his defender. Chandler the kick, Gonsalves the 3, that's short.
In Georgia State, even though they've been struggling here the last couple minutes offensively, they've done a really good job of, for the most part, not letting their offense or lack thereof affect their defense. They've done a good job of continuing to stay active and be aggressive on the defensive end.
Chandler will set things up for South Alabama. Back into the lead by a point. Under 8 minutes to go here in this first half. Chandler trying to get to the lane, and a foul is called. As Colin Moore tripped him, and he picks up his first. That's unbelievable.
It really is. And the amazing part to me, he's completely changed the dynamic of that team. You know, obviously they've got a lot of talent around him, coming off a very tough year last year for Kentucky, but he is just an absolute force in and around the rim that not only has Kentucky not had for a while, I don't know if we've seen anybody in college basketball like that for quite some time. To be averaging 15 rebounds a game this far into the season, I mean, we're already in the middle of January. That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it almost looks like a misprint. This
it does.
J.J. Chandler knocks down the 2 free throws. You're like, wait, how many rebounds? 14-3 run by South Alabama. They've got a 3-point advantage. Georgia State brings it down. Big block right there from Lance Thomas.
Yeah, great job by Lance Thomas on the weak side help. Able to be right on the right spot at the right time. Blocked it. South Alabama going down the other way.
And now a block from Allen. Block party here in Mobile. And Justin Roberts, no. Hudson couldn't handle it, but now Moore trying to fight it up towards the rim. And a jump ball is called, but possession arrow will keep it with the Panthers.
Yeah, both teams doing a great job of being active around the rim. If you're going to go in there and try to score, you better go strong because the officials are letting them play. Both teams trying to protect everything. We see Lance Thomas right here. Javon Franklin had to front. Lance Thomas, great job on the weak side help. Says not tonight.
Are we invited to the block party here in Mobile?
I hope so.
It would be fun.
It is nice outside. It's nice and warm here.
It is.
First time this year we haven't had to wear a long coat going to the game.
That's right. Corey Allen the miss. And now a foul underneath. Bodies bumping underneath the basket. And Jaheim Hudson being talked to right now by Sean Cassidy, the official. He's going to have to be careful as they separate the two teams. Conference basketball can raise the tensions a little bit.
And we'll take a look at it here. Not only the foul, but maybe some extracurricular activities. But guys being physical around the rim. Little skirmish there. Referees do a great job getting involved early. Little verbal exchange as they go back down towards the end of the court. Officials taking a look at it here. I certainly didn't see anything from a contact standpoint.
Had his hands up towards his upper shoulder,
to me,
neck.
They just got locked up. Look, it's been a physical game so far. Maybe the referees want to try to get it under control a little bit. I say, I don't know what was said. We obviously couldn't hear it. Maybe there's something for that. But from a physical standpoint, we'll take another look here. Both guys pushing a little bit, you know. Hey, both parties guilty, no harm, let him play on. Officials got in it right away.
Yeah, had his arms around him for about a second.
Yeah, let that one go.
Let's see what they choose to do here. Officials take a look at that call. Take a look at the South Alabama team and the transient nature of this group. We mentioned that they've got so many newcomers and so many transfers. Javon Franklin, one of those guys that got tied up there, transfer into this program from Auburn. In fact, there's a couple of guys on the South Alabama team that came in from Auburn. Tyrell Turbo Jones is another one of those guys, but he has been out due to an injury. They're hoping to have him back in a couple of weeks, but this really makes up the core of this South Alabama team this year, and they're all new players. So when you have something like that, David, how much of a challenge do you think it is for Richie Riley's team, especially with so many guys being in and out of the lineup as we deal with the pandemic, to create the kind of on-court chemistry that you need?
Well, it's really difficult to create any type of chemistry and continuity over the last couple seasons based on the pandemic and the impact it's had on the game. But now you're bringing in a completely new roster for the most part. On top of the pandemic, all the stops, guys missing games here, guys missing games there, missing practice. And it's one of those things. Look, it is what it is. You know, it's the old saying, it is what it is. We just have to deal with it and make the best out of it that we can. And talking to Richie Riley today, like we mentioned earlier, he's embraced the transfer portal. He spent a lot of time on team building stuff. Guys just spending a lot of time with each other away from basketball, obviously in a safe manner with COVID regulations. As the officials have obviously made their decision here. Hopefully they'll come over and let us know what's going on. But you really got to give them a lot of credit. 10-3 in the non-conference schedule. They've lost 2 in a row here in league play, but to have all their guys back, they're talented. If they can gel, move on as the season goes along, I think the sky is the limit with this team, no question about it.
Yeah, Richie Riley said he took the team on a trip before the season to try to build chemistry with this group. They went to Mississippi in an area where he said no cell phones were present and no service. So guys really had to talk to each other and get to know one another, and it is certainly working for Richie Riley's team. So tell us what we got here.
So we've got 2 fouls here, neither one of them technical, but we've got a common foul, believe it or not, on the guy shooting the free throws, Jaheim Hudson, on the rebound, but they also called a flagrant foul on Javon Franklin for what the referees described to me as the headlock. It looked like a little bit of a reverse headlock, I guess you could call it. Again, that's why I'm a former coach and player and now an analyst and not a referee, so I wouldn't get it right. But
they have a tough job.
They do. They have the most thankless job in sports. But you don't see that very often. You don't see either. You see 2 flagrant fouls, 2 technical fouls, 2 common fouls, or nothing. You don't see one more extreme than the other. But hey, at the end of the day, we play on. But
and now it looks like Richie Riley has been whistled for a technical foul. So now Corey Allen gets free throws.
Yeah, I was a little confused as to why they were getting 4 free throws, but yeah, that does make sense. Richie Riley obviously not happy with John Franklin being called for the flagrant foul. He thought it was equal blame both ways. Not what the official saw. Richie Riley obviously not very happy about that.
So yeah, here's Richie Riley a second ago. He's furious at the initial call, so then he gets whistled for the tech. So that's why there were 4 free throws.
So a lot going on there, but at the end of the day, we're tied 20-20.
That's exactly right. Pencils and scorecards ready, right?
But those were big points for Georgia State because they, like we mentioned, had been struggling on the offensive end. And right there, Elio Sasemi able to finish down low. A little 5-point swing there with Georgia State not even having to go back on defense.
And he thought he was fouled.
Yeah, that could be a big turning point here in this first half over these last 6 minutes of play.
So Semi's bucket puts Georgia State back into the lead. He's got 4 first half points.
Lance Thomas lost his shoe there, and the officials can't stop it because of that. Still trying to put it on, but unfortunately the officials can't stop play. But Charles Manning Jr., not a great 3-point shooter, but really feeling confident. Amazing when you see that first one go down, see how much more that confidence goes up.
Allen tries to answer. Chandler rips down the rebound. And fires it too long for a running Franklin.
And inside-out basketball, some of the best offensive basketball you see. Lance Thomas kicked it out to Charles Manning Jr. Wasn't open on the catch. Just a quick little jab step. Hand down just enough, as our colleague Mark Jackson likes to say. Hand down, man down. Nothing but net for Charles Manning Jr.
That's exactly right. Here's Soseme along the baseline, and a foul is called as Hudson glided in to try to get that one to go.
And Jakeem Hudson did a great thing there. He was in the opposite corner when the ball went inside to Eliel Sosemi. Instead of standing, he cut to the basket, because more times than not what happens, his defender is going to turn and look at the ball. You get a free blind cut behind the defender's head. A great pass by Sosemi. Hudson going back to the free throw line for a chance of 2.
Foul is on Franklin, his second, and Hudson at the line, 10 of 16 coming into the season from the line. Misses the first. Well, our January sports calendar rolls on Sunday with the Spanish Super Cup final and the start of the Australian Open. Next week, we'll have the first ever Monday night wildcard playoff game between the Cardinals and the Rams, and UFC 270 is Saturday the 22nd. A little bit of everything this month on ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. So Hudson splits at the line.
Georgia State going a little bit of a 1-2-2 3-quarter court, slow down tight, full court pressure here. Trapping right there, the worst spot you can pick your dribble up. South Alabama got very lucky right there to not turn that ball over.
3 try from the wing from Chandler, off target, out of bounds. And now the officials are going to talk it over. Initially it was pointed towards Georgia State, much to the chagrin of the student section. And now it is going to be South Alabama ball.
Yeah, and at first look, I think that was the right call, too. We'll take another look at it here. That certainly looked like it went off of Georgia State. Shot went up. Yeah, clearly off of Nelson Phillips, it looked like there, but South Alabama retains possession, and Georgia State staying with that 2-3 zone underneath that bounce play.
Now Manning with a nice move and gets that one to fall.
And that's where his 6'4" size just is such an advantage. He's such a great ball handler, such a great athlete. When he gets in and around the lane, he just has the ability to raise up over smaller defenders and is able to finish that time with a little floater.
11 first half points for Manning, and now a foul called as Kane Williams draws one near the paint. Oh no, they call Kane Williams for the offensive foul, excuse me. So Kane Williams picking up his second personal. South Alabama will have the ball back as Rob Lanier looks on. What's been a physical back and forth first half of Sun Belt action here in Mobile.
And a good thing both of these teams have their full strength back, because foul trouble is certainly going to be something to keep an eye on here as this game goes along. Already 15 personal fouls between the two teams so far here in this first half.
Well, it's a great point that you make, because South Alabama played its last game against Appalachian State with 6 scholarship players. Beautiful pass underneath, and Kearing lays it in.
Yeah, Georgia State's going to have to figure something out about the dribble penetration from Charles Manning Jr. That was a big point of emphasis today in shoot-around. Keep 21 and White out of the lane, and so far here in this first half has not been able to do a very good job of it.
Near steal as Kearing got a hand in there. Allen spinning on Manning, feeds underneath, and so Seme lays it in.
Yeah, great pass. Corey Allen drawing the defense, got hung in the air. Great little drop-off pass to Sesemi for the easy 2. This is an unbelievable first half of basketball here we got going on between these two teams. No letdown or let up whatsoever on either end.
Manning lost the handle, loose on the ground, able to keep. Anderson trying to get around his defender. Allen deflects it out of bounds. And it brings us to a timeout on the floor. South Alabama, the 2-point.
Congratulations to you guys. Play well. Coach Patrick, you don't know anything about that. You were at Louisville while every game was on TV.
You better believe it, Coach Greenberg.
Yeah, you were all over TV. I can confirm. I was watching a lot of those games.
It's great when you play well and win. It's not so great when you play terrible and lose. I will say that.
Yeah, when you win, it's great to get that exposure,
yes,
right?
It sure is.
Here's Phillips underneath and lays it in. His first basket of the game. Nelson Phillips, the redshirt junior from Warner Robins, Georgia.
And sometimes you just got to put your head down and say, hey, I'm going to go score this. And that's exactly what Nelson Phillips did right there. Great, strong finish at the rim. Again, tied up, 3 minutes to go. This has been what conference basketball is all about. This has been an absolute war, and I would expect nothing less over the next 20-plus minutes as this game goes on.
Under 3 minutes to go here in this opening half. Manning off target on that 3 try. 11 first half points. Charles Manning Jr., he's made a big impact for South Alabama. Allen racing underneath, lost the handle on it though. And it was knocked out of bounds by the Jaguars, so Georgia State will keep.
And I'm sure Rob Lanier addressed the dribble penetration with Charles Manning Jr. in that last time out. That time gave him a step a little bit more defensively, packed the paint a little bit more, took away the driving lanes, made him take a tough challenge 3-point jump shot. I think that's what Rob Lanier is going to want to see more out of his defense as this game goes on.
Here's a 3 try. That will fall for Evan Johnson. Got some friendly help from the rim on the road.
And Evan Johnson, a terrific 3-point shooter coming off the bench. 17 of his 25 made field goals on the season are from 3, so that's certainly what he's looking to do. And nothing more frustrating as a coach is giving up a basket on an underneath out of bounds plays. You know, some coaches call those special teams plays.
Kearing can't get that one to fall. And now Phillips thought about the 3. He'll slow it down. Jumper from the elbow swishes through for Jalen Thomas.
And a lot of people might think that that's a tough shot he didn't look comfortable shooting at. That is his range. The 12 to 15-foot jump shot. It's a not an awkward shot, but it's just a shot that a lot of people don't spend a lot of time working on anymore. But Jalen Thomas is great from that area with his touch, and we saw it right there.
9-0 run for Georgia State. Thomas unable to end it, misses the 3. The Georgia State finding its rhythm again, David, after they had the hot start to this game. Corey Allen, a long 3 try, misses, but the long rebound will keep it with the Panthers.
Basketball, certainly a game of runs, and that's on full display here tonight. Georgia State making the first one. Alabama answered over the middle part of that half. Now Georgia State making another one of their own.
So Seme had that one knocked away. Thomas, those long arms. And now Johnson, the steal, but fell out of bounds with the basketball. It'll be South Alabama.
Really lucky to only be able, to be down 3 after not valuing the basketball very well here to start this second half.
Kane Williams inside Thomas over 2 defenders for the bucket.
Yeah, great job there by Jalen Thomas, just slipping the screen. Great pass from Kane Williams. Thomas finished with the left hand. That was a tough little left-handed bank shot from about 6 feet. But Georgia State just really impressed with their poise to not let their offensive struggles affect their defense. And again, another turnover for South Alabama.
Roberts navigating the baseline, can't get that to fall. It's out of bounds off of South Alabama. As the officials were talking things over for a minute, it effectively gave Richie Riley a timeout to talk to his team. I'm sure he was telling the guys, got to be careful with the basketball. But like you said, it's only a 5-point lead for Georgia State.
Yeah, Georgia State just has not taken advantage of getting these extra possessions. And, you know, South Alabama, you just, at some point, you just got to say, all right, guys, the defense isn't really doing a whole lot to force some of these, which is being careless on our part.
And that time they get bucket as Jalen Thomas again extend the lead to 7 for the Panthers.
Yeah, Eliel Sosemi with a great interior bounce pass. And Georgia State, and both teams for that matter, have done a great job with their interior passing. A lot of hands, a lot of big bodies in there. You see Lance Thomas picking up where he left off in the first half with the long 3.
Well, that's a huge 3, too, right there, David, because we talked about all the turnovers, but that 3 gets it back to 4.
Well, South Alabama's been pretty efficient when they haven't turned the ball over. A couple of pretty good-looking baskets on the offensive end. Just got to take care of the ball.
Roberts knifes into the paint, so Semi over Thomas for the bucket.
Yeah, and again, a great bounce pass by Justin Roberts. And so Semi gathered himself, didn't rush it. Great finish there with the left hand. And Georgia State just, they don't force anything on offense. They're always under control. They make the right play. They take what the defense gives them.
In the corner, it's Thomas again for 3. Lance Thomas with a couple of big 3s for South Alabama to keep this game within 3. The big man who was once coached by David Padgett. Did you teach him how to shoot those 3s? Looks pretty good.
Certainly did not come from me. I know that.
Hand for the Sun Belt Conference game, and South Alabama hanging tough. They've had a few turnovers to start this second half, but Lance Thomas, a couple of 3-point shots to keep this game close. And really, if you're Richie Riley, you're looking at it and you're going, yeah, we've had a few miscues on the offensive end, but those 3s, coupled with Georgia State not taking advantage, you'll take it, right? I mean, it's a net. South Alabama's actually made up points in the second half. And they were trailing by 5 at halftime.
Yeah, the 3-point line, the ultimate neutralizer. Great execution there coming out of that timeout to get the ball inside. A great pass by Corey Allen. But the 3-point line is the ultimate neutralizer in the game of basketball. 4 second-half turnovers here so far in the first 4 minutes for South Alabama. When they haven't turned the ball over, they're 3 for 3 from the field. So just take care of the ball, and you've been pretty efficient. Heat check.
Thomas again! Lance Thomas with 3 3s here in the second half.
4 3s on the game. Coming into the game, it only made 6 total on the entire season. So Lance Thomas really showing his ability to knock down perimeter jump shots for a South Alabama team that, quite frankly, has struggled in that department all season long.
Allen finding Sosemi with the left hand, no. And Manning comes out with a rebound. Thomas! Oh, that time, that would have knocked the roof off this place, I think.
No question about it. And I guess, you can't make them all, but that one looked pretty good leaving his hands, too.
Allen navigating underneath, can't get it to go. The rebound, Gonsalves. Manning fouled. Offensive foul. They're going to give it to Charles Manning. His 3rd personal 2-point game here in Mobile. Manning's got 4 3s tonight, which ties a career high. Lance Thomas putting on a show for his old coach here in Mobile.
I'm trying to figure out where that was when I coached him. No, but Lance Thomas, that was one when I was at Louisville, that was one of the reasons our staff recruited him, because of his ability to shoot the basketball. He's always been able to do it. Has not shot it well so far this season, just 33% on the year heading into tonight. But so far here tonight, I mean, absolutely on fire. And You know, it's truly an amazing thing, confidence in the game of basketball. When you see that first shot go in, which he made in the first half, that basket seems to get a lot bigger. And, you know, I'm sure Rob Lanier told his team, we got to make some adjustments for number 1 in White.
Johnson the miss on the 3. The rebound Gonsalves. Anderson trying to back down Phillips. Franklin's got space and hits the jumper.
Yeah, it almost looked like Javon Franklin was a little surprised that he caught the ball there, how open he was. But you know what? Hey, if you're open, shoot it.
And Williams blocked, but a foul is called on Thomas. He can't believe it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I can either. That looked like a pretty good block in real time. You know, it's every once in a while, when a guy who's going to block a shot swats down or breaks the plane, as they say, they called a foul. That one to me looked like he went pretty straight up, but nonetheless, Kane Williams going to the free throw line for 2.
So Kane Williams has got 6 points in this game. 89 career wins, the most in Georgia State history. And cannot connect on the first.
What's the old saying, the ball don't lie? That's probably what Lance Thomas is saying right now. But no.
Rasheed Wallace with the all-time quote. Yeah. Truly a great saying. And now Williams misses the second.
Rasheed was spot on.
He was. He truly was. And it comes out to Lance Thomas. How about that?
The basketball gods are always watching.
He's swinging around. Manning way short on that 3. Franklin, yes, and a foul.
It never ceases to amaze me the percentage of rebounds on air balls that go to the offense. It is unbelievable. The defense is just not prepared for the ball to not hit the rim, and it never fails that the ball just ends up in the lap or in the hands of the offensive player. And right there, Javon Franklin standing under the rim, right place at the right time, probably told Charles Manning Jr. right there, hey, great pass, chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
I was going to say, you're saying that's not a pass.
Charles Manning Jr. I said, hey, give me that assist on the score sheet.
Yeah. If he's lobbying for that one, good luck. But it worked. Franklin now 9 points in this one. And South Alabama on an 8-0 run and has a 3-point lead.
Last team to make a run wins this game. What do you think?
That's the way it's gone tonight. Here's Hudson to the rack.
In Georgia State, give them credit, with the exception of 1-3 so far this half. They've done a great job of getting in the lane and attacking the rim. You know, they know their strength is at the front line. The guards have not shot the ball well from the perimeter, so they said, look, we're going to get the ball inside, put pressure on the rim, and it's worked really well so far here in the second half.
Georgia State 24 points in the paint tonight. South Alabama 14. Anderson backing down. Phillips trying to get more. That's swatted away by Thomas.
The help defense from both of these teams around the rim has been really impressive tonight.
Johnson stops and pops from the elbow. No. And it'll be out of bounds to USA. Man, Jalen Thomas is tough underneath. He's had a few just huge blocks in this one.
He really has. A terrific athlete. He's got great size, 6'10", long arms. He's done a really good job of protecting the rim and just being active, which all their guys for Georgia State are, but he's done a really good job of being active around the rim. And you see right here on the ball screen.
Nice feed, and Franklin the flush.
Yeah, that time Georgia State defenders just had their hands down, but a terrific pass by Charles Manning Jr. to Javon Franklin, rolling hard. And Javon Franklin, having missed the last game, coming out with a ton of energy tonight on both ends of the floor, has really made a big impact for Richie Riley's team.
Well, Richie Riley said that Charles Manning Jr. wasn't supposed to run the point, but he's got great court vision.
He does, and a cheap foul there by Caio Gonsalves, about 45 feet away from the basket. Not a great foul there. No need for that. But Charles Manning Jr. has had a terrific game. A lot more attention played to him on these ball screens here in the second half because of the way he performed in the first half. But that time, just took what the defense gave him. Both guys rushed at him, somewhat of a trap, hit the rolling Franklin wide open, took advantage of the lack of ball pressure on the ball screen, and a great pass for a great finish.
3-point lead for South Alabama here at home. They're 7-1 here at the Metro Center this year. Johnson on the run in traffic, won't go. Franklin skies for the rebound, and here comes Manning. And that's stolen away. Here comes Phillips. Lays it in.
And again, another turnover. Lance Thomas, that time they paid a lot more attention to him. Closed out in a hurry. Took away the space to shoot. Just got a little careless there. Didn't see the defense. But South Alabama, you got to think at some point the turnovers are really going to haunt them as the last 11-plus minutes of this game go on.
They average about 13 per game. And in this one tonight, they've already made 14 miscues. Still 11 minutes left. Anderson almost threw that away. 3 seconds to shoot. Gonzalez for three. No. Tipped around out of bounds. And it'll be South Alabama basketball when we return. 1-point lead for the Jaguars here at home. It's a good one. Don't go away. And South Alabama in the second half has gotten all 18 of its points from Franklin and Thomas. They've been a two-man duo that's gone 7 of 8 from the field, and that's why South Alabama into the lead now as we enter the home stretch.
Been really impressed with, obviously, Lance Thomas's ability to shoot the ball here in the second half, but Javon Franklin's activity on both ends of the court, just listed at 6'7", plays like he's about 6'11", 7 feet, just a superb athlete as we see Georgia State here going back to that zone underneath that bounce play. Got to know where number 1 in white is in the corner right here.
Chandler stopped his dribble. Now Gonzalez, who can certainly hit the three. Kane Williams almost stole that one from Thomas. End of the shot clock, misses the jumper, and the rebound to Phillips.
Lance Thomas thought he got hit there on the elbow, may have a little bit, but a good job there by Georgia State of closing out, making it tough. Had to shoot it with 3 on the shot clock.
Here's Roberts. Misses that 3 and the rebound to Manning. One thing with the zone, though, for Georgia State, David, I wonder is Thomas, when he's shooting, I mean, he's 6'9". And when he goes up to take that shot, the release is just so high. Can the zone even prevent him?
That's why it's so imperative to be there on the catch. And, you know, a lot of times coaches say, hey, challenge it late or whatever the case may be. No, sometimes you just got to take the attempt away. Make him put the ball on the floor. He hasn't really shown an ability to do that here tonight because he's shooting it so well. So you make him put the ball on the floor and see if he can make a play off the dribble. And Georgia State, I'm sure, addressed that in the last time out.
Here's Manning in the corner. That 3 is off target. Rebound Soseme. Now Allen going to Thomas on the block. And a miss there. It's Thomas against Thomas right there. Lance against Jalen. Now Manning trying to shake Soseme. Lost the handle on the ball. It's loose. And Jalen Thomas gets it out to Allen. Phillips wide open. Cans a 3.
Again, points off turnovers. South Alabama, Charles Manning Jr., he's trying to be aggressive. You got to love it. But give Georgia State a ton of credit. They're just so active with their hands. Caused the loose ball there. And Nelson Phillips going down the other way. Best 3-point shooter on this Georgia State team. And right there, you see why. Shooting 45% on the season. Knocks that one down in transition.
Now Georgia State 15 points off of turnovers by South Alabama. Here's Lance Thomas for the answer. That won't go. Rebounded Anderson. Manning flying in to draw the foul.
Long shots equals long rebounds. Lance Thomas unable to knock that down. Long rebound comes out to Georgia State. Charles Manning Jr. going to the line with a chance for 2 here. Looked like it could have been an offensive foul. I believe the defender's feet were in the circle there. That's why it was called a block. But this has been a very physical game on both ends of the court, which you would expect from both of these teams. Both coaches preach physicality. Some big-time athletes on the court. I have a feeling this one's going to be pretty close here over the last 9 minutes. May go down to whoever has the ball last at the end of the day.
Very well may. Manning now with 14 points, 5 rebounds,